Today we're going to go ahead and take a tour of Socrative, and that can be found at socrative.com. It's one of the formative assessment tools that you can use on either a PC or Mac, your tablet, or your iOS device or Android device. So you have lots of choices and interfaces with just about anything. So when you come to their site, students would log in with a student login. Teachers are going to go ahead and log in the teacher login area. So we're going to go ahead and log in. To use this, you do need to create a free account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my account now. Again, it is free, so no cost to you at all. And then when you've got all that information typed in, go ahead and press login. And that's going to go ahead and take you into our main screen where we will make everything happen in Socrative. So a couple things I want you to notice. First of all, you have a room number. In this case, mine is 6150. My room number will be the same for everything that I do. So that is kind of nice. Students have to remember one number. You'll see one reminder up here. We can have 50 users going per activity. In most K-12 classrooms, that should not be an issue. And then if we have any students logged in, they're going to show up as far as how many we have logged in. So I am actually logged in on my phone, so we have one student here. So the next section is to our what we call our single question activities. And these are more of the on-the-fly assessment. So if you just want, you're in the middle of class, you want students to answer one question quickly, maybe it wasn't a question you had anticipated, or you just want to do a simple check, you can go ahead and do that. So we can ask a multiple choice, a true, false, or a short answer. I'm going to go ahead and just pick short answer. So now it is basically I have asked the question, or I have put this up on my whiteboard or smartboard or anything like that. And so you'll notice I didn't have to do anything. So if I am using my computer right now to display the question, I might actually be controlling this from my phone using the phone app. Again, however you want to do that, it's fine. I like short answer because then you can really put in any answer that you want. So we're going to pretend we were in math class, and the answer in this case is going to be 234. So I'm going to go ahead and submit my answer here. And so as that's kind of coming through, you'll see those responses show up right here. And again, because there isn't necessarily is this a correct answer or not, it just shows you the responses. And then there is the ability to vote on responses, but again, I have to have more users to do that. But again, now as a teacher, I have a real quick idea of, okay, do my students get it or do they not get it? So I'm going to go ahead and end this activity here. And again, I can do that for any of these multiple choice, true, false, or short answer. They're all going to work in the same way. If I go down a little further, I do have some quiz-based activities. So there are some pre-made quizzes that are already there that you can use if I wanted to run one of those. There is a pre-made exit ticket, so I could also just use one of those. Great for if you want to have that assessment on the way out of the classroom. Or there is one called the space race, which is more as a kind of a game. So you can use some of the pre-made ones that you've already done. Now, if you've already created a quiz on your own, you would actually start that from the Start Quiz area. So if I go in there, so we're going to go ahead and start a quiz up, you'll see I have a drop-down box here, and I can select from a list of quizzes that I have. Now, again, some of these have already been created. Some of these I created myself. So let's say I'm going to do, I'll do the exit slip right here. So then I choose between whether I want this to be student paced or teacher paced. Obviously with teacher paced, I'm going to kind of dictate the pace of how the questions are being asked and answered. Student paced would be students can answer on their own. And this could be a really helpful thing if you even wanted, when students are out of class and they finished an assignment and you just want to kind of gauge how they did before they walk in, you could assign this, say, I want you to just put the questions 2 and 4, I want you to put the answers to. You could go ahead and do that. Now from the student end, the very first question they get is, no matter how you've set this up, it's always going to ask for their name. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to enter my name here. And what I've done here is I've set up kind of this quiz is more of just a sample, and so I've left it very generic. I set up 4 questions, and that way I could ask any 4 questions I want. I could say respond to questions 2, 4, 5, and 10 when you're done with your assignment, and that way I have a quick check of what's going on. So as students are completing this, I'm going to just go ahead and enter some quick data here. So in this case, I have a student, I've completed number 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and answer just a couple more here. And so you'll see, note I just know that nothing has been completed. I can go to live results and kind of look and see what's going on. So in this case, here's the student name. Here's the progress I'm making on this so far. And again, because this is just an open-ended quiz without correct answers, right now it says 0 out of 0. And we'll look at the quiz creation here in just a minute. And so as I go about, this will be updated. So I'll go ahead and enter one more, and for time's sake, we will move on. So again, I've entered one more answer. We'll just go ahead and, alright, so we'll finish the quiz here. So let me put in one more answer. Done. Finish the quiz. So a student now, I am taking my last one. I have finished the quiz. It's just kind of, it's sending it on, so okay. And so what will happen is now once it is received, it'll show up as completed, and then we're ready to go. So now finally it'll accept one more answer here. My apologies. My phone was acting a little funny, so we'll go ahead and do this so that we're done. And so now this quiz is complete. It shows up on there. The nice thing is if you're in a classroom setting where you're not in a one-to-one, you can actually have the student set up so that they can set it to say, let another student take a quiz, and so you don't have to like log off and log back on. They can actually do that right there. So we'll go ahead and end this activity. And this is the nice thing. You can have a report of how the students did email to you. You can download a report, or you can just say no report at this time. And if that's the case, you can actually go ahead and get that later. If we do choose to download it, it is in this case, it's going to go down in my downloads folder, and so I have that for viewing later on. So we do have the ability to create our own quizzes, and so if I go to Manage Quizzes right here, so I do have the ability, I can create a quiz, I can import a quiz if somebody has shared it with me, I can edit a pre-existing quiz, I can duplicate it, or I can go ahead and delete it. And here we have some previous quiz reports, so if I did want to view some reports from past quizzes, I could do it there. But when I go to create a quiz, in this case, I can enable sharing, and so when I do that, it's going to give me basically a share code. So that you can see we can have two types of questions, in this case multiple choice or short answer. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose multiple choice. Let's see, and I'm just going to put something very quick here. And I'm going to go ahead and check the box that answer 1 is going to be correct. And again, I'm just putting in some quick options here. And so I've got that question done, and so then I can choose if I want to add another question. I can go ahead and do that here. So we'll add just one more multiple choice. This is question ... So we'll say 1 and 2, and so we'll check this one. And so then when we're all finished, we can go ahead and hit save. I can move these around or delete a question if I decide I want to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and save. And so I need to give it a quiz name, so this is going to be our sample quiz number 2. And you'll notice if you don't do anything correct, it is going to kind of warn you it's not going to let you proceed without getting everything done. So now we'll go ahead and do save. And again, here is my sharing code, so if I did want to share this quiz with somebody, this is the code I would need to go ahead and do that. So if I did want to import a quiz, so I can import a shared quiz, or if I use an Excel template, I could do that. But if I do the import with the code, I would enter the code right there. So if you work with other team members who are creating things, you can share quizzes with each other. So that is the quiz creation process, and again, you can edit in that same area. And so our last area is your profile area. So we can change your personal settings. You know, if you want to change the room number, you need to change your password or change your email, you could go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead to actually clear out all the users, it would kick all of them out of the room. It would log them out. So if I go ahead and do that, now my phone goes back to not being logged in. So I've cleared out the room, and then I could go ahead and log out of Socrative. So I'm going to go ahead and log out. And so as you can see there, very easy to use program, and for the students it is equally as easy to use. When they go to student login, all they have to do is enter the room number, and that is it. And once they go ahead and do that, they can click join room, and now they are ready for a quiz. And so that is all there is to Socrative, and hopefully you can find this as a good tool to use with formative assessment in your classroom. And again, there are lots of ways this can be done, but hopefully you can make use of this in your classroom and get some good formative data that you can use to inform, how the direction of your instruction for your particular students.